Good morning. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own staff paper so that you can write your own compositions at home and practice writing music notes. So the first thing you're going to want to do is grab a piece of paper. I just have a normal white piece of paper, and you're going to want to grab a pen. I'm going to use a Sharpie today, but you can use just like a black pen. Remember, a staff is a set of 5 lines. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a straight edge. I'm using a box, my QD box here, but you can also use just like a book, or if you have a ruler, that works the best, honestly, but I do not have a ruler in my home. You're going to take your pen. You're going to make sure that you have a straight line on your paper with whatever you're using to help guide you, and make sure you have a straight line, okay? And you're just going to take your pen. You're going to draw your first line, your top line, okay? Just like that. Boom. Now, depending on how much space you want, the younger you are, if you're in first or second, or if you're in first or second grade, you're going to want to make these lines pretty thick, pretty far apart. If you're in 3rd grade or 4th grade or 5th grade, you can make them closer together if you would like. The reasoning behind that is that the younger kids, 1st and 2nd grade, y'all tend to make your notes a lot bigger than the 3rd graders do. So 3rd grade and up, you can put your lines closer together if you want a little bit more accuracy. But either way, you're going to decide where you want your second line. You're going to put your box there and do the same thing. Just draw your line. All right. Notice my lines aren't perfectly straight, and they kind of, over here at the end, they get farther apart and get a little wonky. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Just do your best. Then you're going to line up for your next one. This is line number 3. This is the middle line, which we've talked about is what note? I'll let you answer that on your own before I tell you at the end. And that's my cat Shadow. She's agreeing with me. You're going to line it up, make your 4th line here. 4th line. And then your 5th line. And that's the whole staff. Okay. Boom. There's your staff. Now, like I said, you can make them closer together, and these are a little wonky over here, but that's okay. And then if you want to write your own composition, we know that we needed to divide this staff into measures. Cool. So I'm going to take my box again, and I'm going to divide it into measures. You don't want your measures to be too short. Like for this one, I think I'm just going to do split it right down the middle. I'm just going to freehand this line. Okay, but you'll want to use your ruler to help make that line. Okay, and then once you've gotten your staff set up here, you know, if you are in 1st grade, we haven't done this yet. If you're in 2nd grade, we have done this, and you can go ahead and work ahead if you remember it. This note here that looks like an upside down lollipop, you draw a little circle and fill it in with a stem coming up out of it. This note right here is a quarter note. All right, and my 2nd and 3rd graders, you all know that this note gets how many beats? I'll let you answer that here. It gets 1 beat. So I'm going to redraw that. I'm going to draw a circle and fill it in with a stem. That equals 1 beat. If you're in 1st grade, we've talked about this and you just haven't realized it, but this is ta. All right. So I'm going to draw it again. So the different ways that you can see a quarter note. Okay, quarter note is 1 beat, and when we see it, we say ta. All right. The next note that I want you to work on 1st grade, 2nd and 3rd grade, you all can keep working ahead with what we've done. Okay, this is just for 1st grade. You're going to draw a note head, line up. You're going to do that twice. Note head, circle, fill it in with a stem, and then you're going to connect the two. All right. This is an eighth note pair. Okay, eighth notes. You've seen these before too when we did our lesson on drumming, okay, a long, long time ago. But this also, the two of these together equal one beat. So I draw two notes, fill them in with stems. This also equals one beat. And when we see this note, we say TT. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to write a little composition, write me a little song using these two notes. All right, this is for first grade. Remember, this is first grade. If you're in second or third grade, you can keep watching to the end of this video and I'll explain what you're gonna do, okay? If you're in first grade, you're gonna put 4 of these in one little measure. Remember, a measure just helps us divide our staff. Staff. And measure. Okay, so there's that explained for you a little bit more here. So, for example, I could put 4 quarter notes or 4 eighth note pairs or 2 quarter notes and 2 eighth note pairs or 3 eighth note pairs and 1 quarter note. The possibilities are kind of endless here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to decide what you want to use, all right? You can put them on any line or space here, okay? I've got 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just ignore this top part and ignore this bottom part down here, all right? Those aren't really spaces right now. We haven't talked about those yet. So you can put a quarter note, an eighth note, 4 in any measure. So, for example, I'm going to start with a quarter note. I'm going to draw a quarter note here. Now, the stem can go up or down. It really does not matter too much, okay? Normally, if it's higher up on the staff, we want the stem to go down. If it's lower, we want it to go up. But just do your best, okay? The next one, I think I'm going to do an eighth note pair. So I'm going to draw 2 note heads, 2 circles filled in, 2 stems, and I'm just going to connect them. Oh, that was pretty bad. It's okay. See, even I make mistakes. No worries. All right. Then I want to do a quarter note. And I think I'm going to do another quarter note. Now, yours does not have to look exactly like mine. Remember, this is anything you want to make it, okay? I'm going to do the next measure. I'm going to start with a pair of eighth notes, an eighth note pair, 2 note heads filled in, 2 stems. This time they're going down because they're higher up on the staff, and I'm going to connect them. Awesome. I want to do that again, actually. So I'm going to go higher this time. 2 note heads filled in, 2 stems, and they're connected. Okay, now notice that I'm making it really clear if my note is on a line or a space. You see that? I'm not making it too big, and I'm not making it too small. I'm making it just right, okay? You want it to be a medium-sized dot. The next one, I'm going to do a quarter note, I think. Note head filled in with 1 stem. Awesome. And remember, all these equal 1 beat. So this is 1 beat, this is 1 beat, this is 1 beat, this is 1 beat, so on and so forth. And I'm going to do another quarter note. Now, if you have somebody who plays the piano in your family, then they can actually sit down and maybe play this for you if they read music, which would be really fun. But if not, you can use these ta and tt to speak your rhythm. Okay, so let's all speak this together. 1, 2, ready, say, ta, tt, ta, ta, tt, ta, ta. Okay, and again, you can do this as many times as you want. You can create as many pages of staff paper as you want and use this as a guide for you. This is for first grade. Okay, if you're in first grade, stop watching and go practice this or rewind and get whatever part you need. Okay, now I'm turning the page over. And you can see this is because I use Sharpie, but I'm just going to review this. Second grade, you're going to do the same thing that first grade is doing. You're going to create your own rhythm, except you're going to use our rest. Remember, this kind of looks like a 3. This is Miss Reagan's version of a quarter rest. If you're in third grade, you can skip ahead in the video a little bit if you need to. But second grade, you should be watching this. The quarter rest, remember, quarter rest also equals 1 beat. And a quarter rest, when we see it, we say shh. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing that first grade just did. I'm going to do just drawing these lines pretty quickly, so they're not going to be very good, but gets the job done. Okay, so there are my lines. Don't do what I just did. Use a ruler or a box or a book to help make your lines, because this looks really sloppy right now, but just for the sake of time. So you're going to do the same thing. You can do a quarter note, note head with a stem. You can do an 8th note pair, which is note head, stem, stem, connect. Or you can do a quarter rest. And I'm just going to fill these in the way that I want it. Quarter note, 8th note pair. Again, I'm making it very clear if my notes are on a line or a space. All right, we don't want sloppy notes in here. And I'll do a quarter note. So quarter note is ta, 8th note pair is TT, and we have shh here. Let's speak this together. 1, 2, ready, say, ta, TT, shh, shh, ta, TT, shh, ta. All right. Second grade, this is what you're doing for this week, okay? And again, you can create as many of these as you want, and if you have someone in your family who can play the piano, then this is something that they can play for you if you ask them nicely and they say yes. If you're in second grade, stop watching here. Thanks for watching. If you're in third grade, keep watching, okay? Because I'm going to add in some more notes here. Remember, we have been talking about in class a half note, which is a note head not filled in with a stem. Yes. And that equals 2 beats. I'm just going to put that here. Okay. And when we see this, we still say ta, but it's twice as long. So it's ta. Cool. Whole note. A bigger note head not filled in at all. And that gets how many beats? Very good. It gets 4 beats. I'm hoping you got that right at least. 4 beats. Excellent. And we're going to do the same thing here. We say ta. Okay. So when we see this, we say ta, ah, ah, ah. Look how many ahs I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for the number of beats. Cool. So you can create your own you can create your own in a time signature. I'm going to turn this back over really quickly. In your time signature, I want your time signature to be 4/4. Actually, I'm going to flip it back over here. Time signature 4/4. If you want a challenge, you can write in 3/4 or 2/4. Remember, our bottom note tells us what note gets 1 beat. When we have 4 as our bottom note, what note gets 1 beat? A quarter note. Yes, very good. Quarter note. I'm going to write that up here. Quarter note gets 1 beat. And the top number tells us how many beats are in a measure. So if we have 4 as our top number, how many beats are in a measure? 4. If we have 3 as our top note, how many beats do we get in a measure? 3. If we have 2 as our top note, how many beats do we get in a measure? 2, exactly. All right, y'all, I'm going to turn you loose on this. If you have questions, you can email me. My email is Mindy, MINDY .Reagan, REAGAN, at Blunt, BLOUNTK12.org. Okay, and your teachers know this too. So if you forget that and you need it, your teachers can help you get in contact with me. Okay, I miss you guys, and I hope you're having fun. And please just do your best. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.